Coach, welcome back to the channel. It's good to see you again. This is Ryan Maddox, founder of Maddog's Coach's Kennel, and I am here to help you land that job that you so desperately want in college basketball coaching. So, I had a video idea today. We're packing up from Christmas, trying to get the house back in order, and I came back a box that for my entire career I have used as motivation. And guys in the business who've been around long enough know exactly what I'm talking about. It's your box of no. And what I mean by that is, don't think that you can jump into this business and the first job that you apply for, you're going to get it. All right? Even worse, some of the times you're going to apply for jobs and not even hear back. Nothing, right? But when I first went through it, devastating. So let's look at some stuff, right? Found some old letters in a box that I've saved, still motivated by them. At the time, I was living in Raleigh, North Carolina. So I had visited every school within the probably the surrounding 4 or 5 states. Division I, D2s, D3s, JUCOs, everything that I could get in. Any coach that I could meet, anything I could do, I was trying to do it. But like I said, my goal, might as well shoot for the stars. I wanted to be a Division I coach by the time I was 40. So originally, before I started visiting these practices, I was just sending out cold resumes and then applying to jobs to work for coaches whom I'd never met, right? And I look back, and that's just not the thing to do. I don't blame myself. It was part of the learning process. So here's some letters, right? Here's one from University of North Carolina at Greensboro. Fantastic program in the Southern Conference. I was in Raleigh. Greensboro's about an hour away. Wouldn't have been that big of a move. So here's one from April. It says, thank you for your interest in the position of Director of Men's Basketball Operations / Summer Camp Program Coach at the University of North Carolina at Greensboro. After a careful review of our applicant pool, we have selected a candidate for our position that more closely meets the needs of our program at this time. I sincerely thank you for your interest in UNCG. Best wishes to you in your current and future pursuits. Sincerely, Jackie W. Riffle, Associate Director of Athletics for Business. Devastated, right? Wasn't from a coach, wasn't from the head coach. So now you have to understand something. 95% of positions that are going to be filled in this country, college basketball wise, the head coach makes the call on who he wants to hire or who she wants to hire. So getting just a form letter back, that was devastating. Now this is funny. This is less than a month later, right? So I've already been, rejected for the first job, right? For the Director of Operations job. So here we go. Dear Mr. Maddox, this is 22 days later. Dear Mr. Maddox, thank you for your interest in the position of Assistant Men's Basketball Coach at the University of North Carolina at Greensboro. After a careful review of our applicant pool, we have selected a candidate for our position that more closely meets the needs of our program. Does this sound similar? Am I missing something? Yeah, it does. It's the same. It's a form letter. She signed, he or she, I believe it's a she, it's Jackie, whatever. Don't even get a full signature this time, just a JR. I appreciate that, JR. These are tough. But part of the learning process, guys and gals, what I learned from this was you got to get out there and meet people. You have to meet people. I said that I had gone around and talked to everybody and been there. Well, these were before I had met anybody. Same with this one, right? So here we go. Dear Ryan, okay, at least it's a first name this time. This is from Elon. Fantastic school. They were in the Southern Conference at the time. Also about an hour away from where I was living. Dear Ryan, thank you for your interest in the Men's Basketball Director of Operations position at Elon University. We are in the process of reviewing applications and plan to fill the position as soon as possible. Should we need additional information or desire to have an interview with you, we will contact you. We appreciate your application for this position. Now, this one's a little, it's not an outright no, not yet, but it still hurt. You have to start getting comfortable with no, start getting used to know. Because that's the norm in this business. I got one more for you. This is from Virginia Commonwealth University. When they were fresh off of a Final Four berth. Shaka Smart was still the head coach. Dear Mr. Maddox, thank you for your recent correspondence regarding your interest in Virginia Commonwealth University and our basketball program. Currently, we do not have any positions available, but we will keep your letter on file should an opening develop in the future. Again, thank you for your interest in VCU, and I wish you the best in your basketball endeavors. Okay, so what am I getting to here besides just, a couple laughs and, here's some old letters. Coach Maddox got rejected, right? Motivation, absolute motivation. I have these years and years, decade later, because it's all part of my journey, right? So how does this apply to you? Well, get used to no. That's the first thing that we just talked about. Secondly, get used to no response. Here's the deal, fellas. These right here, this is nice. This is when people actually respond. I'd say 90% of the time you send something out in an application, even a letter to a coach. If you don't know them, if you're not a little kid, which I wasn't, right? Which you're not trying to get an autograph. You're looking to be, to work for this person. You're not going to hear anything. But guess what? You have to have the mental fortitude to fight through that. Keep contacting people. So get used to no response. All right? Here's the best part of it, fellas. When, not if, but when you do land your job, get used to being more rare than a doctor. What do I mean by that? Okay? I don't know exactly how many college basketball positions there are in the entire country, but let's just talk D1 for the sake of conversation. 353 schools, 3 full-time assistants for each school, not counting head coaches. I believe that's 1,059 jobs. 1,059 jobs in the entire country at the Division I level, right? We talked in the first video, you can't have a sense of entitlement when you're trying to get your experience level up and only apply to D1. These were not the only jobs that I was applying to, okay? I was lucky enough to land my first job in college basketball as an assistant coach at the Division I level, but I realized how fortunate I was. To this day, I feel like I would have been lucky to land a D3 job at that time, right? My point on the whole doctor deal is that nobody's owed this job, and there's also, doctors study for 10, 12 years. They do residency. They go to medical school. They have so many years of study after college, getting ready for their profession, and then they go into it. There is no graduate school for coaching. You've got to figure it out on your own. Part of that, get with me. Maddog's Coaches Kennel, proven success. We were founded in 2017 with a retreat down in Charleston, South Carolina. I was an assistant coach at the Citadel at that time. Ended up, now we've got 3 full-time Division I head coaches that were at that clinic, numerous Division I assistants, 2 junior college head coaches were there, along with, we've got a video coordinator who's in the Atlantic Coast Conference right now, and a bunch of other positions, right? And I've worked with a lot of young people, men and women, since that time that are climbing the ranks as well. I'm here to help you, right? I want you to know that it can and it will happen, and this is part of the process. I'm not mad anymore. I laugh at this stuff. I laugh more at myself, and I'm grateful that these programs responded at all, right? A no is the best thing you can tell me other than yes, because it tells me I'm moving on somewhere else for the time being. I can always cycle back, right? So I hope some of this information today has helped you out. I've got more good stuff coming for you soon. Please smash that like button, hit the subscribe. It's a brand new channel, right? I want you in my community. I want to help. Also, my email address, personal email address, is going to be in the description. Feel free to hit me up if I can help you along your journey somehow. All right, I'll be in touch soon. Hope you guys are well. All right, keep your head up.